Parched red dust swirled on the wind as William Kamkwamba stooped between rows of chimanga, or maize, near his family's mud-brick thatched home in Malawi, Africa. As the searing sun scorched his back, the 14-year-old wrapped his hand around a withered stalk. Instead of being plump and green, the maize was dry and brittle. It had grown barely knee-high. The maize should have been up to his father's chest by that time, but the rains had not come to nourish it. The drought of 2001 dragged on and on. For many months, William's family had only enough maize for one meal each day. And then, for just a small handful at night, and finally, for only 4 mouthfuls. As they grew thinner and thinner, William feared they all would die of starvation. The following spring, William and his father knew that all they could do was begin again. They planted a new maize crop. This time, the rains came. The maize grew, ankle-high, knee-high, chest-high. William hoped that life could now return to normal. He worked hard to pass the exams to enter high school. When the term began, however, William's father explained that, because of the drought, there was no money to pay his school fees. It appeared that William's education would end at 8th grade. Though he could not attend school, William still wanted to learn. He was curious about many things. He took apart radios, trying to discover how they made music. One day, turning a bicycle upside down and cranking the pedals by hand, he figured out that the dynamo that generated electricity for the headlight could be wired to power a radio instead. Some days, William visited the village library. It had only 3 shelves, but William found books that interested him, science books about how things worked. One day, while looking for a dictionary on the bottom shelf, he found a book he hadn't seen before pushed behind the others. It was an American school textbook called Using Energy. On the book's cover was a picture of a row of windmills, tall steel towers with blades spinning like giant fans. From this book William learned that wind, something of which Malawi had plenty, could produce electricity. William was delighted. Only 2% of the houses in Malawi have electricity. If William could build a windmill, his family could have lights in their home. And a windmill could be used to pump water to irrigate the family's maize fields. If another drought came, the windmill could provide the water for life. William could picture in his mind the windmill he wanted to build, but collecting the parts and tools he needed would take months. In a junkyard across from the high school, William dug through piles of twisted metal, rusted cars, and worn-out tractors. He took a ring of ball bearings from an old peanut grinder and the cooling fan from a tractor engine. Cracking open a shock absorber, he removed the steel piston inside. He made 4-foot-long blades from plastic pipe, which he melted over a fire, flattened out, and stiffened with bamboo poles. Earning some money loading logs into a truck, he paid a welder to attach the piston to the pedal sprocket of an old bicycle frame. This would be the axle of the windmill. When the wind blew, the rotating blades would turn the bicycle wheel, like someone pedaling, and spin a small dynamo. Although he had no money for a dynamo, a friend came to the rescue and bought one from a man in the road, right off his bike. When he had collected all the parts, William took them out of the corner of his bedroom, laid them outside in the shade of an acacia tree, and began putting them together. Since he did not have a drill to make bolt holes, he shoved a nail through a maize cob, heated it in the fire, then pushed its point through the plastic blades.